ਸਟੈਟਿਸਟਿਕਸ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜੋ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਅੰਕੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ, ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਦੱਸਾਂਗੇ। ਇੱਕ ਸੂਬੇ ਦੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਈ ਹੈ ਵਿੱਤ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਕੈਰੋਲ ਜੇਮਸ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਈ 10 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 16 ਤੱਕ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਸਰਵੇਖਣ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ 13.4% ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈ ਮਈ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਮਹੀਨੇ 11.5% ਸੀ। ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਵਾਧਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਜੇਕਰ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਭਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਭਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ ਮਈ ਮਹੀਨੇ 13.7% ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਮਹੀਨਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 13% ਤੱਕ ਸੀ। ਪਰ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਦੌਰਾਨ 43,300 ਨਵੀਆਂ ਨੌਕਰੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਨੇ। ਉਹ ਉਦੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਲੋਕ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਪਰਤੇ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੂਜੇ ਪੜਾਅ ਤਹਿਤ ਸੂਬੇ ਨੂੰ ਖੋਲ੍ਹਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਫੈਸਲੇ ਲਏ ਗਏ ਸਨ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੋਂ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ 3,53,000 ਨੌਕਰੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਨੇ, ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਿੱਤੀ ਪੱਧਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬੋਝ ਵੀ ਪਿਆ ਤੇ ਇਹੋ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ ਇੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੇ ਪੱਧਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵਧੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਤੇ ਮਈ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਰਕ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਦੇ ਵੱਖੋ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਧਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ। ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 10.7% ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 7.5% ਸੀ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਮਹੀਨੇ 'ਚ। ਕਲੋਨਾ 'ਚ 9.6% ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ 8.1% ਸੀ। ਐਬਸਫੋਰਡ ਤੇ ਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ 7.5%, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ 5.9% ਸੀ। ਤੇ ਵਿਕਟੋਰੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ 10.1% ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ 7.2% ਸੀ। ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਵੱਖੋ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਪੜਾਅ ਤਹਿਤ ਸੂਬੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਰਥਿਕਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਖੋਲ੍ਹਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਘਾਟਾ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ ਲੋਕ ਨੌਕਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਨਵੀਆਂ ਨੌਕਰੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਦਸੰਬਰ 1982 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੀ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ 13.1% ਸੀ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿ 13.7% ਤੱਕ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੀ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ। ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੇ 4 ਦਹਾਕਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਜੇਕਰ ਇਸ ਦੀ ਤੁਲਨਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਜੋ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੇਰੁਜ਼ਗਾਰੀ ਦਰ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪਾਈ ਗਈ ਹੈ।
Today, we received the latest report on the effect that COVID-19 has had on employment in our province. This morning, Statistics Canada released the Labour Force Survey results for the month of May. This survey reflects job and employment information polled between the week of May 10th to 16th, before BC's gradual reopening began. The numbers continue to show a volatile labour market across every sector and in every region of our province. In British Columbia, we did see an increase of 43,300 jobs in the month of May as people shift back into the labour market. But we also know that others were not able to find employment right away. And so that, in fact, increased our unemployment to 13.4%. We are beginning to see some glimmers of increased confidence, but we also know we have a long road ahead of us to recovery. Overall, we've seen job losses of more than 353,000 since the pandemic began. Young people have been severely impacted. The youth unemployment rate hit 28.9%. In total, we've seen 115,000 job losses since the pandemic began among youth. And that's really a reflection of the sectors that are suffering the most: accommodation and food services, and wholesale and retail trade. Those sectors still continue to lead all other industries in job losses, making up 46% of the total jobs lost. And I just want to pause a moment after reflecting on those numbers, because we have to remember that those numbers are families, they're individuals, they're small businesses who have really struggled and are continuing to struggle as we move into recovery. That's why we acted quickly as a government and put our supports in place through our COVID-19 action plan. And it's why we're now focused on restarting our economy in a careful and planned and safe way. One of the measures that we brought in through our action plan is the BC Emergency Benefit for Workers. That adds to federal income supports for Canadians who've been without a paycheck during this challenging time. As of today, more than 521,000 people in British Columbia have received the $1,000 one-time benefit for workers to date. Our government also worked with the federal government to expand the 75% wage subsidy for workers. We know businesses need our support as well. We also took action just this week for hardest hit businesses that are struggling to pay rent as we banned evictions for those businesses if they fit the application for the federal program. And next month in July, eligible British Columbians will automatically receive a larger climate action tax credit than normal payment would be as we increase the payment for low and modest income families. The job numbers are really concerning across the globe. It's not simply Canada. We see the challenges across the world. But we also know that as more and more workplaces safely reopen in British Columbia, our economic recovery is going to start taking shape. A big part of that restart plan and the cautious approach we're taking supports businesses by building up British Columbians' confidence that they can go out in their community, that they can shop once again, that they can head to restaurants, that they can get their hair cut. All of those things in building up that confidence through a safe and measured approach to restart will really help us when it comes to economic recovery. As the restart progresses, we're going to continue to focus on health and safety, of course, always first. We're weighing the needs of people and businesses, and we'll build on the relief and recovery programs based on those evolving needs. Despite COVID-19 impacts, BC continues to be an economic leader across this country. And that fact, combined with people's exceptional cooperation in managing the healthcare crisis, puts us on a very solid foundation for economic recovery. In the coming months, we hope to see more positive results as our economic recovery starts to take shape. And everyone in BC can take pride knowing that they took part in this. It really has been exceptional to see people pulling together as we fight COVID-19, and we will see that same cooperation, I'm confident, as we come into our economic recovery and as we see BC start to adjust to the restart and move into economic recovery. Thanks so much, and I look forward to your questions.
Thanks. Good morning, Minister. I'm just wondering if you can talk a little bit about the shifts on a sectoral basis. You've got a lot of the job growth here is a combination of food services, retail trade, not necessarily what you guys used to call big family supporting jobs. So just wondering if you can talk about that and who's benefiting here.
Well, I think it's very early on, and I think that's important to note when you look at these numbers. These numbers came before the restart had actually begun. So I think, as I've been saying all along, we really need to watch the trend. I think we see some glimmers of hope in this trend when you see the number of jobs that actually were created. It doesn't touch the loss of jobs, the huge number of loss of jobs over this time period. But I think it does show that you're starting to see some confidence. You're starting to see some confidence in the economy when people are getting back into looking for work. They see that there's an opportunity for them. So I think that's why you see some of those areas of retail in the area of retail, in the area of restaurants, in the area of hospitality. But again, those are still hardest hit. Even if you look at where the changes have occurred, those industries are still much harder hit than other industries. That's why you see the youth demographics. That's why you see the youth unemployment continuing to increase, because youth tend to be the largest number of individuals working in those areas. So I think it really shows as we move to recovery in the economy that it will need to take a different kind of focus. It will need to look at where the largest job losses are. It will need to look at demographics. It will need to look at sectors, and then need to look to the future to how we provide support for youth through job training and other areas to be able to really see our economy fully recover.
Next question is from Vaughn Palmer, Vancouver Sun.
Prime Minister today announced $14 billion in assistance to provinces to help them recover and emerge economically. will be subject to negotiation between federal and provincial governments. Have you been given any indication of what Ottawa is looking for from BC on this, or how big a share of that money British Columbia could look forward to?
Well, I think you've pointed out what we'll be waiting for, Vaughn, which are the details. We certainly are keen to partner up with the federal government, just as we've done in the pandemic time period. We're keen to partner up and see where we can get the best bang for our buck, and we can combine our efforts to be able to look at economic recovery. But I'd like to see the details. I want to see how many resources are coming to British Columbia. And I heard a long list of areas that it's intended to cover. So again, we'll want to see which areas the Prime Minister still sees being cost shared with the federal government, how much is coming simply to British Columbia for us to determine where our priorities are. So we haven't received those details yet. I know we'll be working on them in the upcoming week.
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, ਮੈਂ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਮਾਨ ਪੂਰਾ ਡੈਟ ਸੈਟਲਮੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ। ਇਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਟੀਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ। ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਭਰਪੂਰ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਟੀਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੇਠ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਬੈਲ ਆਈਕਨ ਦੇ ਬਟਨ ਦਬਾਓ। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।